Aloha, Shelby College here of shelbycollege.com. And you won't believe how long I've been recording this video and it wasn't recording. So I'm not sure what to make of that, but I'm not going to record this video. I've never done that before where I've started a video and I swear it's been 10 minutes and then I look down and it's not recording. So this will be take 2, and I can bet you it'll be even more brief than the first one was going to be, but I've received a couple of comments and a couple of emails about what the heck went on with my rental situation. And today I was inspired to talk about that. And so you know me, if I'm inspired, then that's the time to do it. And so I'll give you the skinny as to what happens. I want to just say this is being filmed on Sunday. I mean, you know I'm not much of a makeup guru because I live in Hawaii, and anybody who says they do their makeup every single day here is lying. But obviously it's Sunday and I'm not looking my utmost best. I do want to say too, if this is your first time watching or if you're new to this channel, aloha and ikomo mai, which means welcome. And be sure to subscribe so you can, stay up to date on the musings. This is going to be kind of a what happened video, because if you're been with me for a while, then come like January, it was either January or early February, I kind of went on hiatus until July and said nothing about why. And today's video is going to explain why and kind of get you up to speed a little bit. And then, it's also going to be like a little notification that I'm going to get better about doing my regular videos again, and you'll know why I wasn't, and everything will become more clear. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. And be sure to thumbs up this video because that just helps a girl out, okay? Okay, so whether you're new or not new, I moved to Oahu, Hawaii in December of 2016 with my 2 dogs. And that was an adventure in and of itself, and you can go back and watch all the videos leading up to that. I get so many messages of people going, oh my gosh, I found your channel, and then I watched every single video, or people who are moving here. And that's the other thing, is I really do talk about, or will be more, you'll understand why I wasn't, about what it's like to live here and answer questions that you may have about it. So December I moved, it was like the 13th. And I'm not going to bore you with all the details or about videos you can go back and watch, but there was not a lot on the market at the time. Okay, December is not like a hopping time. Right now, it's starting to cool off here in terms of market. And there's so much on the market. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of homes. Condos have been going like this. I mean, the market's kind of out of control, but it is slowing down now. So in December, when I moved here, there were, I think, a total of 6 properties that I looked at. 6 only, this side of the island, right? Now, I wasn't looking on the east side of the island, on the windward side. I'm on the west side, on the leeward side. And that's more my flow, right? Not rain every single day. If you hang out your towel on the line, it will dry. That was kind of like one of my criteria. Like, my towel has to dry when I come back from the beach. If I hang it out all night, and the next day it's still moist and dewy, I cannot live there. That's just too moist for this girl. So I'm on the leeward side. And I looked at 6 places, and I rented the best out of 6 places, or so I thought. And I had a property manager who I liked pretty well, but right out of the gate, as I'm sure you can attest to in some of the videos that were like December and January, I started talking about how I don't love these owners, right? I don't love them. That was the way I was kind of phrasing it. And right out of the gate, they were, I'll just use the word stalking, okay? They stalked me morning, noon, and night. Hence why Shelby left YouTube, okay? So they had put this house on the market, the one that I ended up renting, I'm going to say in like April of that year. So by the time I came around in December, it had been on the market for like 8 months. They never were able to sell it. I rented it. They were not thrilled to have a renter. They really had wanted to sell it. They were asking way too much money. They're still asking way too much money, but that's why it never sold. So they decide to put it on the make it a rental, enter Shelby. So Shelby rents it from the property manager. That's who I was dealing with, but come to find out, the Zillow account, which is how I found the place to begin with, you know, the online house hunting website, Zillow. It was on Trulia and all of them, but I found it on Zillow. The owners were running. They were in charge because they're the ones who had put up the house initially for sale by owners. So they were in charge of the Zillow account. So they had my cell phone number. They had, you know, all the information that you have to enter into Zillow to then have them, you know, like, I'm interested, and then somebody gets back to you, because that's how it was. There wasn't a telephone number that I could call. So right away, I got a call back from the property manager. We met, you know, you can go back and watch the videos. I think I saw it the first time on a Thursday. I rented it, handed him money, had keys on Friday. Boom, was in. Picked up my dogs at the animal quarantine, and all was well with the world, or so we thought. Immediately, the owners were nuts, okay? Absolutely psychotic, demented, totally nuts. And I had just signed this lease for a year, right? So the really long story short, and you can watch back some of the videos when I first moved in, because I was talking about some of the things that were wrong with the house, and the handyman, and, you know, how long things were taking, and people had to keep coming back, and it got so ridiculous. The owners, you know, so you'll see some videos. I think there's one where the microwave and the dishwasher had been replaced. Then the owners started getting pissed off because then they wanted to buy all new appliances because everything was slowly starting to go. So then those appliances had to be removed, and then they had new appliances come out, and it was like 3 deliveries. So they really were abusing from the get-go the fact that I worked out of the house, and it just got worse and worse. Like, by the time I moved out, it was like 47 times they had requested entry into the place. And being as only though I had been there like 7 months, 7 months, we're talking like 6-7 times a month. It was 4 hours for an appraisal, and then they'd have an appliance delivered, but they didn't order any of the plumbing. So then the people would come, and then the second time there'd be a ding, and so then they'd have to come back again. And it was just ridiculous. So I ended up having to get an attorney for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know if I'd have done it. I mean, I don't know. See, this is the real short lesson in it too, is there's really not a department you can report bad homeowners to. You understand, like, okay, they're abusing their right to get in. Okay, it's illegal. The property manager's like, this is totally illegal. They weren't giving me the 2 days required notice. They would send me a text the night before saying, at like 5 o'clock my time, which is 11 o'clock theirs, because they're on the East Coast. So 11 o'clock at night, they're sending me a text saying tomorrow at 8 a.m. they're coming to do this. And it's like, no, that's not 2 days. I'm not. So I would just not be there then. And, you know, it's like so I had to get an attorney, and the attorney, you know, had to send them a letter saying, like, look, this is the deal. We're getting out of this lease. You're abusing it. It's illegal. And then they got an attorney, and then they fired the property manager. And I mean, again, nuts. These owners are nuts. And so they started this from right away. Like, they wanted to find out everything they could about me. So they started stalking like you couldn't believe. Hence why I exited YouTube. Hence why I never said why I was exiting. Hence why all of a sudden it's just the video stopped. Because the owners would watch every single video, I don't know how many times, and then they'd blow up my phone, texting me or emailing me about, why is this not being done? Or what about this and this? And it's like, where are you getting this information? And so it only took 2 different videos going out and them kind of inquiring about things for me to realize they were watching the channel. And then it was like, boom, I'm done. I'm not going to give them the heads up and tell all of you, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I do apologize for that. I wish I could have, but you know, they are nuts. I mean, they could be watching now, but now they've got their house. Now I'm out of it, and now I could care less. And karma's in play because the house has been on the market for 50 days, 50. And there's lots on the market. The market's starting to slow down now. And I don't know. You can't imagine how many times I told them, I written to them in writing. I did everything I could saying, you know what, this is harassment. You can't do this. It's illegal. And they just didn't care. He just kept saying, I'm the owner, I can do it. All you need is 24 hours notice. I don't think he ever realized it was 2 days. And, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars later, I'm out. The good news, I love my new place. Way better than the old place. It's way nicer. It's 1,000 times less quiet. I don't know if I'd ever really mentioned on some of the videos when I was at the old place, but we had H1, the freeway, one of the main freeways here on Oahu, like right above the cul-de-sac, and so it was freeway all the time, and it got louder as the months went on. I don't know if they had widened it like they were talking or what, but it got louder and louder and louder. And so I'm thrilled I'm gone. I'm thrilled I'm gone. I ended up getting back my deposit. It wasn't quite nightmare, but just one level above nightmare. The owners themselves, they deserve each other. So, whatever happens now is in karma's hands, right? I know I found a great place. I'm thrilled. Same price, which is god-awful amount, but it's not like it cost, I had to pay for movers again, which, again, this experience overall of having picked the last pad has cost me a lot, right? I had to pay a lot to learn a lot of lessons, right? And I did learn a lot of lessons. I've learned so much. It's unbelievable. And some of those lessons I'll be sharing in future videos because it's really drastically changed my go forward approach here. Yeah, it's drastically changed my go forward approach. Cliffhanger. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't so you know what that means in later dates. But I am committing to doing videos every single week. I'm going to try to do at least 2, maybe 3. I'm going to do what I'm inspired to do, but I am back in terms of sharing what it's like to be here and to answer questions and to, just kind of give you a little all skinny about what's going on in my neck of the woods. But that truly is the reason why I left. I just couldn't give them ammunition to then, harass me with. I had to just get off, and then they're on their own as to how they find out. And the property manager and them never got along. So, and I'm talking, like plumbers refused to do work because the owners would call them. Like, it was so out of control. And you really are helpless as a renter. I'm sure you've experienced on the mainland that, depending upon what the problem is, renters aren't always, especially if you're renting a house, right? I think it's a lot better and easily more controlled if you've got an apartment. Because then there's like a big business behind it, like a corporation. But when you're just dealing with a property manager who kept saying the whole time, you know what, this is so illegal, this is so illegal, I'm sorry this is happening, get a lawyer, there's nothing I can do, they're leaving me out of it. It was just unbelievable. I'm so much wiser for it, There's no contrast that truly happens in life that you don't learn a lot from. And oh my gosh, I've gotten like 3 PhDs from 7 months of living in that house. And I have driven by the house twice since I've left. Once I was right down the street from it, running a couple of errands, and I had some time before I needed to go to my cupping appointment. And I swung by, and it was funny because as I got to the red light to turn into the development, I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's my neighbor. Sure enough, it was my neighbor, the one that I really loved on one side. Even the one that ended up being naughty in the beginning, we ended up, being really great neighbors. His daughters would come over all the time and bring me mangoes. And, I helped with their dog a couple of times. And they were so sad. All my neighbors are sick. All the old neighbors are sick that I left. They've all been blowing up my phone, like, why come back? I know my neighbor, when I saw her at the red light, I could see her saying, I think that's Shelby behind us. And when we went, you have to kind of take a right, left to get to the house. And when we went up, I kind of kept going straight and turned around on the cul-de-sac. And when I came back down, I parked in front of her house and she was waiting in her driveway for me. She's like, oh my God, it's so great to see you. Very, very pregnant, getting, probably, she's definitely had the baby now. She's going to be induced, I think, on Labor Day, the 4th or the 5th. So, the house looks horrible. I hate to say, the yard's all burned up. It definitely is sad that I'm not there anymore. I'll definitely have to give you a heads up on, and kind of give you guys a brief about the new place because it's fantastic. I have my pond here as well too, so I brought over the oh my gosh, what is in my pond that I cannot think of the name of them? My little fishes, guppies, but they're colorful. I got some new ones too, some red ones, some orange ones, some blue ones, some yellow ones. So I'll have to show you, it's on my list of videos to do, is to show you the pond out back so you can check out the guppies. And I brought my water lilies and they started blooming right away. And oh my gosh, I love the new place. This is my office, by the way, or one area in my office. It's bigger, it's brighter, I love it. And it's so quiet. So everything truly does happen for a reason. I mean, a multi-thousand-dollar reason, but I am glad that I'm here. But it has changed my focus going forward. So that I'll definitely share with you in another video. And I felt everybody kind of needed to know. Now's the time where I guess I felt like this is a good time to say what really happened. Honestly, I didn't want to, like, the day I moved out, say something. And I don't know. I wanted to wait till I got my deposit back, which, by law, they had to wait within 15 days. And they waited till the 15th day. Their attorney sent it to my attorney's office. So, I wanted to wait till I got that back, which was like into last month. So then once that hurdle, then I wanted to wait till the check had cashed. So then once that hurdle had cleared, it was like, okay, now I'm just going to wait until I'm inspired. And so today's the day. So that's kind of the saga behind that. And it was a saga, a drama that oh my gosh, I never hope to relive ever. You really couldn't have planned it. All I can say about it is, there was some trepidation on my part because I was signing a lease the day before Mercury retrograde technically went retrogrades. And I always kind of get the effects before. So it was a great time to move, astrologically speaking, but it wasn't a great time to sign a lease. Whenever you sign something contractual during a retrograde, it gets redone. So when everything kind of went sideways, and then I was I wasn't telling you because I wasn't doing videos, but then I was kind of like putting out to the house, like if this was going to be a problem, I needed to know by a certain date. And so then the house really let me know, and then all kind of hell broke loose. And so then it was like, okay, I'm out. But I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be back. And I've missed all of you so much. You have no idea. I'm chatty, and look, 18 minutes on the second video, and I was trying to get them into 10. Sorry. It's so hard for me. So to not say anything for over 5 months was heartbreaking for me. But I could not deal with what kept coming every time I posted a video, and then they would just, use that to unnerve me. So I'm glad to be back. Mahalo Nui Loa for being patient with me and for still being here. And if you haven't done so already, I really do encourage you to subscribe and thumbs up this video and tell a friend. And if you have any questions whatsoever, you'll notice I always respond to my comments. Be sure to leave your comments or questions below. And if you have any topics that you want me to cover, like I said, I got so many Facebook messages and messages through YouTube, like, what is the deal? Where were you? It's so glad that you're back, but we'd love to know more. This is it. So yay for new beginnings, right? I mean, if you're not growing, then you're dying. And boy, oh boy, I've grown like 4 feet, kids, like 4 feet since those videos back then. But, yeah. And I can't wait to tell you how many videos I have planned on things I want to tell you, especially, I can't even say, so many good things. I hope you're fabulous. You look amazing. If I haven't told you yet, you look amazing. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. And I'm not going to commit to days. Some people are like, oh, I do Sundays and Tuesdays. This girl does not work that way. The only thing I know I have to do every single week, Tuesdays at noon Pacific, is my Mind Powers call, which if you want to know more about that, be sure to check out mindpowersprogram.com. But other than that, nothing. I mean, I really have to wait for the inspiration to hit because that's how I work best. So that's what happened today. And like I said, I'd love to hear from all of you. And if you have any questions about the landlord-tenant code, I'm a good resource. Yeah. So with that being said, keep up smiling and shining. And I can't wait till I see you again on the next video. Mahalo nui loa for watching. Aloha.